All right, back with the Triple Play podcast. I'm Colby. That's CJ and Nick. Here with three people that like to do things a second time because we can't get them right the first time. So,
Long story, isn't it, Kobe?
yeah, it's quite the story. But we're here, 12:31 in the AM, and we're here. CJ's going to tell us what we're talking about today, though.
We're talking about Mr. Padres, Fernando Tatis Jr. getting banned for using, I think it was what, Clobistol or Clobit, what was it? I gotta read it again.
Nick, hit us with the name.
Oh, hold on.
Most of all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close to ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And that is spelled Clostebol. So it is weird.
and
God,
Nick, I
his
think
name's
you
spelling bee.
Nick, I think you did some research on what that actually might do that is not okay.
Yeah, okay. It says here that it's listed on the World Anti-Doping Agency's ban list under anabolic agents, although it's not considered to be as powerful as some of the other steroids like Dianabol. It's also known as 4-chlorester. I don't know. That's too many letters in a word.
What?
It's like a 20-letter word, and I can't pronounce it.
Oh,
It's just
geez.
not going to be pronounced. It says that it's a synthetic
Three-quarters of
derivative
the
of the
alphabet.
muscle-building steroid the body naturally produces in larger amounts in men than women.
There we go. That's
Yeah,
all. I mean,
that's
that's all you needed to hear. Muscle building steroid.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
Every steroid is muscle.
and Tatis claims that it was from meds he was taking for ringworm, and as someone who was a wrestler from forever, that I've had ringworm before, it's not something you take something that serious for. It shouldn't be, anyways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if he did, if he did, then is that okay?
Now, I think if a doctor prescribed him the medication and he can prove that, then yeah, it probably is okay. Like if they prescribed it for ringworm specifically, then I think his suspension should be lifted as soon as those roids could actually get out of his system, or however long that would take, if they could figure that out.
So maybe more of a slap on the wrist than a hey buddy,
I
you remember the
think
time you got to play baseball?
yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I know they just traded for Juan and everything, but I think just sitting out the rest of this year would be probably just all right for him.
I don't. Now, well, that's just a typical PED suspension, though. That's what
I know. Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
true.
But
Like, he's missing 42 games next year too, bro.
I think the
Well, I
rest
mean,
of the regular
that's what
season
happens.
is. I think the
Good.
rest of the regular season would have been more of a, if they can make the playoffs without him, kudos to him. Let him come back. It's good for the game of baseball.
I'm just saying the Dodgers are definitely sabotaging somehow.
no,
Now,
no.
Nick-
What's y'all's GM's name? Alex Angelopoulos. What's his name?
Anthopoulos.
Anthopoulos. He's the guy.
Anthopoulos. He
Best
definitely
GM in
has something to do.
sports.
We would have to play them like currently
GM
in the first
scores.
round. So
No, we'd have to play the Phillies.
How did
in the
Jerry
first
win?
round currently?
Oh, okay. Phillies.
That's gonna bring me to my next point. With Fernando Tatis Jr. not coming back and Milwaukee only 2 games out of that third wild card spot, which San Diego currently sits in. I haven't seen the Padres do extremely well after acquiring all of their guys.
General, bro. You gotta give him time.
Oh, I'm gonna give them time. If they made the postseason, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, nothing. I gotta look at the strength of schedule too between the
Yeah, I
Padres.
mean, if the
NL
Padres
Central
have
was way less competitive.
yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
That's another thing that factors into it, because I
They have to
just
put
don't
Brodon
see the
again.
Padres.
And like,
What?
they're good. Like Zach Gallen's in there. Like they have Moore Kelly. They got to face all those decent pitchers.
I think we go back to something that we talked about on the last podcast where, we were talking about Ronald Acuna Jr. and how he lifts a team up with just his presence. Fernando would do the same thing.
Exactly.
So it does
He lifted
change.
himself up too.
I mean, they did get the dub tonight, but they were playing the Nationals. Sorry.
Hey, that's both my teams, man.
Now, I'll say what I think. I think slap on the wrist, no slap on the wrist, whatever. I still think they're making the playoffs. I still
I
give
do
them
too.
the second wild card spot
Year.
because I
No.
think now listen. Hold on just a second.
Who's the third one?
I
You
think
got them winning over.
that a trade that was seen as a little bit, not below the radar, so to speak, but a little bit on the lesser end of importance, just became really important, and that's the Drury trade. So, and that's my boy. That's my boy.
Kobe's boy.
I
He
listen.
had a bomb tonight too.
Listen, yes, this guy has actually been tearing it up in the DH spot for the team. But let's say, I mean, if they don't like Kim over at shortstop, which I think has been more of just like the defensive guy for now, that they've got the
Well, yeah,
sticks.
they
I
have
don't
enough
think.
bats, I think.
Yeah, they got the sticks. So, but even if they don't like that, they want to bring in
Heck,
somebody else at
Richard hit a
DH.
home run tonight.
They slide Cronenworth over. Drury plays second. They put somebody else in a DH.
Yeah.
I think there's ways to solve. I mean, you can't replace Fernando Tatis
I
Jr.
mean, he wasn't
But
there in the first place, though. So
no,
I mean,
exactly.
That's
You're
that's the
right. You're
thing.
right. You're right. That's
That's
true.
but
he didn't
when
responsible
I
for any wins yet. So
when in the first podcast, whenever I thought, or whatever podcast it was that I thought the Padres would make the postseason, I was expecting Tatis to be back within like probably from this time, like next
he's
week.
gonna be back Monday.
Yeah, next week. And but I thought they were going to get a good month and a half with Fernando, and that would really, really, really help. But I could see it like CJ said, it does all depend on strength of schedule.
Yeah.
If the Padres you got a easy way to go, but the
Like, I
Brewers have a tough
think-
road to hoe. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause if the Padres are better, like than 7 or 6 or 7 out of the like 10 teams they face at like every 10 games, I feel like they'll be okay. Because they're top 10, top 8 team in the league, probably tired of that.
So get this, boys.
Talent.
You're talking about strength of schedule. They got 2 more against the Nationals. They got 3 against the Marlins, 4 against the Nationals, 2 against the Guardians, 2 against the 3 against the Royals, and then they play 3 against the Giants. That's to finish out August.
You kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
that's a pretty easy schedule.
The
That's a
Padres don't
pretty
make
easy
playoffs.
schedule. Padres are in the playoffs, boys.
Okay, yeah, I'll take back what I just said. Then they're probably going to make
Who'd
it.
you have over them, Nick? Who'd you have over them?
I thought that Milwaukee would come up and take that third spot from them, but
They're a team that could keep it together enough to make a push for sure. If
Oh,
if
yeah.
a team
Yeah,
like
sure.
if a team like the Phillies or the Padres slip,
Ooh.
I mean,
I thought there was.
let's see who they play.
Is
in
there not 3 wild card spots, or is there just 2?
There's
there's
3.
three
There's
wild
3.
card
But what
spots. The
we're
Braves,
saying,
Phillies, and
the Braves.
Oh,
Padres currently
Phillies. That's what I'm
occupy.
forgetting. I was like, who's got that? I was like,
Everybody
Phillies.
forgets about the Phillies. It's
Hey,
okay.
They're a forgettable
I'm not
team.
used to them being good.
So their September schedule heats up just a little bit at the top there. They got 3 against the Dodgers, then they go 3 against the Diamondbacks, then they're 3 more against the Dodgers. They got the Mariners, Diamondbacks, Cardinals, Rockies, Dodgers again, White Sox, and Giants to end it out. So I think the rest of August really tells you what's going to happen.
Whose schedule was that, Kobe?
That was the Padres. That was the Padres
Ooh.
schedule.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm going to
it
go
is-
look at the Brewers at this moment before I contradict
Well, the
myself
NL
for like the
Central
8th time already in this
was-
video.
Yeah.
Once I see what the Brewers have left, I'll say if I
Which
really
for a fact that the Diamondbacks aren't an easy out this year. As easy as
Merrill
they have
Kelly
been in
and
the
Zach
past.
Gallen are a very good one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we know what the Dodgers are. We know what they are.
Which I'm
So
really spending.
I'm not
something.
saying that the Padres can't beat the Dodgers. Like you said, CJ, if they put it together and they start gelling together and they really get hot, that's a lineup that could get hot and win 10 to 12 games in a row.
And Manny keeps hitting, and then like their lineup is like built to like hit bombs. Like,
It is. It is.
and they have 2 really high on base guys, and like Cronenworth, Profar's been getting there, and Soto, and you got. I mean, Bell is a high average guy. He hadn't been hitting for power much this year, but they got Machado. Soto has power. Machado has power. Drury has power.
Like to see-
That's
I'd like to
something that
see-
surprised me at him going to San Diego and still hitting homers like he was, because I was
That's
a firm
true.
believer.
That's true.
I was like, Braves, please do not trade. Well, I mean, I didn't think he would never hit any again, but I was very anti the Braves trading for Brandon Drury because
I
I could
think,
see a certain power zaps leaving Cincinnati.
a lot of MLB analysts said the same thing, and they
Yeah.
were worried about the fact that he wasn't going to be the everyday second baseman, and that could hurt
It
his
could.
productivity. But as far as right now, the DH spot has looked very comfortable for him.
Yeah,
I don't know if you changed the lineup at all right now.
If he feels like he can continue his production at the DH spot, I would keep him there.
Oh.
Other than moving into an infield
I mean,
position.
he has,
Yeah.
I mean, unless they lose a lot, which they did, but unless they lose like a lot more,
Yeah,
wouldn't.
I think August is a time where they're just gonna have to put a cushion up, and I feel like this is a great schedule time for them to gain some momentum and go into that last month and a week stronger. So
Okay. Do y'all want to hear the Brewers schedule for the last 2 months?
yeah,
I'm sure it's going to be worse. Or like,
All right.
Yeah.
So they're finishing up a the last 2 games of a 3-game set with the Cardinals this weekend. Then they've got 4 against the Dodgers, 3 against the Cubs, 3 against the Dodgers, 3 against the Cubs, 3 against the Pirates, 4 against the Diamondbacks, 3 against the Rockies. They have a random doubleheader against San Francisco, and then they have 3 against Cincinnati, 2 against St. Louis, 3 against the Yankees, 3 against the Mets, 4 against Cincinnati, 2 against St. Louis, 4 against Miami, and 3 against Arizona. That they face teams that are just on such opposite ends of the spectrum. It makes no sense.
That sounds about almost the same.
It is close, probably.
It was
It's
back
close.
and forth. It was back and forth, and I was kind of thinking like, okay, they have enough chances, but then you said St. Louis, Yankees, and Mets, all 3 in a row.
The Mets and the Yankees.
Yep. Those three series in a row right there, that's gonna be tough.
That's
The
good. I mean,
thing-
unless Clay
the
Holmes is
thing
out there
that-
pitching for the Yankees.
The thing that worries me the most about that stretch of 8 games is that mainly your bullpen's going to get fried against the Mets and the Yankees because they have hitters that have great approaches at the plate. Now, the Yankees are going to strike out some, and so are the Mets, but they're going to work their counts. And we see it every time the Braves play the Mets. The Mets are just annoying to face. They're going to wear your bullpen out. And that's the thing about that really, really worries me. The Brewers are deep with pitching, but eventually you run out because you only have so many roster spots that hurt actually pitchers. And you're going to run out of them in that 7-game stretch in 8 days. You're going to run out of pitching by the end of it for sure. That's the thing that worries me the most.
Final prediction for me, I say Padres still in the 2 spot in the wild card.
I say I'm more leaning toward the 3rd spot, but if they stay in the 2nd spot, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'd say the 3rd spot is what I'm more confident in for them.
Looking at this, I'm probably gonna stick with Padres as the 3 and Milwaukee missing out being the next team out. I'm probably gonna stick with that now.
Yeah, Milwaukee. Yeah.
That if it weren't for that 7-game stretch where I could see them going 0-7, literally, and it's not to any fault of theirs, but or 0-8 in that 8-game stretch, but it's just such a tough set of 3 series. Like the Cardinals, first place team, Yankees, first place team, Mets, first place team. Yep. That's just a tough week right there. I mean, really.
9 hitters in all 3 of those lineups that just
for sure.
dwarf your lineup so horrendously.
And it's just that's part of why they're so annoying. They don't have very many easy outs in their lineup like most people do.
Yeah. There's a certain point where you get in the Milwaukee lineup and you're just like, all right, just
you coast for a couple innings.
Get some outs. Yeah. Get some outs.
Like literally the only 2 threats I think are like Adames and Tellez.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't ever like I don't understand. I don't understand what's wrong with Christian Yelich. I wish Christian Yelich could be back.
He's been a little bit better this year,
but he's just nowhere near where he used to be, and that's just and it hurts me because I was a big.
I think it's because people figured out that pitch to him.
I think it's more he just never got better. Like I think his injury permanently changed something in his body that he can't like make himself lift the ball. Like
he hurt his leg, right?
He hurt his back. He hurt his leg. He hurt everything in that like 2-year span right there.
Probably because how hard he was swinging the bat. Where did he learn from? Barry Bonds, Mr. Royd himself.
It's true. Possible. It really is.
Barry Bonds felt no pain.
Well, speaking of steroids,
That's so disappointing. I was really pulling for the Padres too, dude, because they went all out. I'm proud of a team in MLB for going all out for it.
Yeah, I've never seen a team
chasing the bag
or have a trade like they had.
They've been the second fiddle in the NLS for third fiddle, really, too, for a long time.
I'd say they've been worse than third fiddle. They ain't won anything. They don't have a ring.
Oh
And-
yeah, but I mean, recently it's been the Giants and the Dodgers, but net for
Yeah.
Padres. They've been there. They've been in the third spot.
All right, I'm gonna hit you boys since we probably got we got some time here just to just this will be our wrap up question if y'all want it to be.
all right.
Are we worried about the recent performance of the Yankees?
Not really. Probably no.
This
I think
Clay
every
Holmes.
team. Hey, I mean, Clay Holmes did blow back-to-back
Chapman needs
games.
to go
That
back
was
to closer.
that sucks. Like
Chapman needs to go back to closer.
I don't think that needs to happen either. I just
He
think we
should.
saw Clay Holmes be way too good for it to be a fluke. I don't
But
think he can
he
be
has
that
not
dominant.
gotten a clean inning in last
Hey,
starts.
buddy. Mariano Rivera had bad weeks. I mean,
Hey, but
We did just talk him up, I think, on podcast number 2 about how we thought maybe he was even second or third best closer in baseball. So
he was 2 months ago.
he was.
2 months ago.
Listen, it is usually what have you done for
Junior,
me
Junior.
lately? So
Well, I
Junior-
mean-
I think Junior's his
it's
best.
not like Chapman can't pitch in a situation if needed.
Yeah.
Like,
Chapman in the past 2 weeks has been hands down better, like their best reliever. Them,
Yeah, but
them Wani Peralta too.
it may just be the situation that Chapman's in now. He's not in the closer situation.
Right.
And
Right.
he has worked his way out of that, and that's his fault because he has done
Right.
so poorly the past year and a half that they don't want him closing their games anymore.
Yeah, but I mean the Yankees, I feel like if they don't win a title, Aaron Judge might be
I don't know.
not win a title, but at least have some progress in the postseason.
I think if they make it to the World Series, that would probably suffice enough fans to be
I have
happy.
them there. So I mean,
Nah,
like,
Yankees fans, it is ring or bust because they're so used to it being ring or
But
bust.
it's been a while since they've even sniffed the world, been in the
Been what?
World Series.
13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think getting to the World Series right now, maybe, I don't want to compare them to the
And they've
Cubs.
had
Cubs from
a
several years
winning
ago,
record,
but-
right? Like they've had a winning record for the past 13 years too, right?
They haven't had a losing record in like 3 decades, fam.
Exactly. And they only have one World Series in the past, 20 years
Yeah.
or 2? When they win the
One World Series in the past 13 years. And then
they didn't win one until they won. What was the last one they won? 2001?
2009,
Yeah. I remember.
Besides 09, Nick.
besides 09, I think 01, yeah.
Yeah, so like 20 years. Only one World Series. I mean, I know that's like who, but for the Yankees, like winning a lot and not having but one trophy to show.
Well, how many years did the Nationals go to that World Series?
Exactly what I just said. How many times have Braves won a division and they ain't making it to the World Series?
What? You're knocking a team for beating you in the division?
Yeah.
God, you
That's
have the
what I
worst
just
logic of
said.
anyone I've ever met, CJ.
Like, you're just a big old homer. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my homer.
I'm teeing you both
The
up.
Nationals are awful.
you
They're
both
going to
up.
be
You're
awful
both-
for the next 10 years.
You're both going to the penalty box. You're both.
You need to
No,
go
we're at the
to
post this
bottom.
argument because everyone needs to know how terrible the Nationals organization is. They owe Steven Strasburg like 200 mil still. He's awful. He can't stay on the field. Steven, or
165.
what's his name? Patrick Corbin. They're all suck. I can't even remember their names. Patrick Corbin. How much money y'all owe him with his 5 ERA?
Go Padres.
God, you a goof.
You're a goof.
I tell you what, you post one question, and just but I will say real quick, I did this in our first go round, didn't get to do it in this go round. Shout out to my dad for calling the Vaughn Grisham call up. He was recently in Pigeon Forge on vacation. They were like, "Hey, let's catch a double A game." They went out. Mississippi Braves are playing. Vaughn Grisham's playing. He texted me. He said, "This guy's getting called up like quick. This guy's getting called up quick." Next day, called up, home run. Fenway, you
Yeah.
can't make it up. So
You can, that is,
I'll give him
it's
that.
nuts.
I'll give it to him.
Kobe.
hey, listen, dude, the dude saw, he saw the talent in me for so many years. He just knew. He knew. I was on the other side of second base, but
They help my
Oh,
top.
he said, "Is that?"
Do I need to put my
Is that Fernando
glasses on?
Jr.?
Oh man, credit to the man for knowing the talent when he saw it. But I mean, it was the Braves' #1 prospect, so
Yeah.
I mean, it was a matter of
He
time.
is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I guess he still is. He ain't graduated yet. But
Yeah.
the one thing that I will say as a Braves fan that is extremely unfortunate about the possibility of Vaughn Grissom coming up and doing extremely well is that means that Dansby Swanson is most likely not going to be a Brave after this year. Because, I mean, yeah, because a dude who's been in the playoffs the last 5 years is going to go sign with a bum team like the Nationals.
Bum team. All right, we just won a World Series 3 years ago, but you don't talk about that.
Yeah, what you done since, buddy? You had the worst record in baseball.
Not the worst.
You have the worst record in baseball over the past 3 years, pal.
Not
Sorry.
3.
Yes, since 2020, the Nationals are the worst team in baseball. Sorry about it.
I think
Well, for a poverty
the Reds
franchise that pays terrible players that can't stay on the field.
Just saying, man.
And now they have decided to finally sell off the rest of what they got. It is the big rebuild. I think they finally made the right move for a turnaround.
Yeah,
I think
they should have traded.
The only thing they can do for a true turnaround, and I'm not trying to even be negative towards the Nationals in this moment. They will not.
They've given their time. I think they've given their young players and prospects time now. I know they're still paying those salaries. I know they are, but we're going to have to get rid of those salaries anyway. They've given their young players time to develop. And by the time those players are ready to go, and I'm not saying they're not going to be ready to go, next year. Some of them may be up next. Abrams may be a mainstay in the lineup next year.
Flop,
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm saying by the time this money is out of the way, they should be ready to sign some free agents to get something done.
Yeah, because Corbin's on a contract for like 2 years after this, and might be 3. I think it's just 2 though. But I think we should have moved him in that Padres deal and just took on Hosmer. But that's just me.
Well,
CJ, you couldn't take on Hosmer.
CJ, final thoughts on Fernando Tatis? We're for sure the Padres are making the playoffs.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I think they still did. I mean, they have too good of a talent on their roster to not make the playoffs. I'd still,
You think his suspension gets dialed back a little bit, or do we think we see him at the 8 game?
I got to you just gotta wait till everything comes out. It's all gonna come out slow or fast. It just depends. It's all gonna come out eventually. You just gotta take what you see and just
Nick, you think it's gonna be lowered? Yes, no.
I'd say the only thing in the playoff picture that changes drastically could be the winner of the Central and then the third wild card spot. I think everything else is almost locked up with the exception of probably who wins the NL East. And I think that'll probably be locked up, and you'll have a good idea of who's gonna be the top dog in the division probably come middle of September.
How far look? No, keep going with that. I thought you were done.
Well, I'll tell you this. Nick, what is the first thing that people should do when they click on the video?
You should. Well, you click on the video. You probably should watch it and listen.
You probably should watch it and listen. I listen to these competitive young men go at each other about something that they are just they're here for their teams. That's what it is.
I just want everyone out there to know the dude on the bottom of your screen has always pulled for a poverty franchise. And the guys on the top of your screen, they're just like the team they pull for. Typically at the top, they pull for a good team that spends their money wisely.
Too bad they ain't going to make nothing of themselves this year again. So.
Hey, when's the last time you won a World Series ring, buddy? Because ours was in 2021. Last time I checked, that's the last one. So you don't have a leg to stand on, pal.
And CJ, I think that they should like the video. I think that's what.
I think they should like the video too.
They should like the video.
I think that everyone that watches the video should tell CJ how bad the Nationals are.
Listen, in the comments below, you tell us, are you on Team Nick or Team CJ? All right, we're gonna.
And if it ain't Team Nick, you ain't got to respond.
Listen, if it's Team Nick, we will make.
I'm just gonna watch the Braves choke like they always do.
I will make.
That's all right. At least we're there.
At
least we can get there to choke, buddy.
We beat the cheating Astros.
And we also beat the Astros.
They weren't cheating.
And we beat them in 6. Y'all beat them in 7. Y'all really have nothing over me. You play for a poverty franchise, CJ.
I mean,
you should like
and just know I'm bad, than just have my hopes up and lose in October.
You should like and subscribe. You should like and subscribe. And then I tell you what, after you like and subscribe, comment down below. Tell us whose side you're on. Nick's about to hit you with the ASMR. Listen, we're not that kind of podcast yet. We have thought about it. All right. But anyway,
What is this weed crap?
listen, I'm okay. Well, maybe I'll just anyway. All right. So listen, I'm 27. I'm on the back nine now. Okay.
You know, back nine, Kobe.
Hit the like.
Back
hit the
nine, you're gonna end at
subscribe.
56.
You never know. Listen, I've had,
54?
I've had some health problems. Give me a break.
Good math, buddy. Good
Okay,
math, Nick. You're so
comment down below. Team Braves, Team Nationals. Tell us who your favorite team is. Tell us what we need to talk about in the next podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
We are open to suggestions in the comments down below. Do not send me a.
Nationals. Go on to know every day.
All right. We'll talk about. Listen, if you comment, if everybody comments down below,
Stay in the fight.
if everybody comments down below that they want us to talk about the Nationals, the next podcast, we will break the Nationals down piece by piece.
I'll tell you how bad the Nationals are.
Listen, if everybody
They
wants to
got
hear
less
this-
rings than the Braves, less MVPs than the Braves, less World Series rings. Did I just say that again?
I just think me and Kobe ought to do the next one without that.
Hey, how many rings do the Nationals have in their franchise history? One?
One, buddy.
If the
How many
if,
votes
we
you
got-
got?
Care.
4?
if we get 10
We have a better
comments
team
down
than y'all
below,
did with y'all
if we get 10 comments down below for the Nationals, listen, me and
Yeah.
CJ will give you guys a full Nationals breakdown, and then Nick can come in every.
likes. When we get 10
every-
likes, we'll do it.
CJ's
How
gonna
about 10
tell 10
likes?
of his college buddies to come in here and type that.
We've
and
already been hitting. We've been hitting
Whoa,
close
whoa,
to 10
whoa,
likes.
whoa.
I can't say that.
I don't
We've
have
been
any
hitting close to
collusion
10
here.
likes.
We're not doing that.
If we get 50 likes, I will say on video that the Nationals are a better run franchise than the Atlanta Braves.
50 likes. You heard it here
Let's
first.
go.
50
Listen,
likes. I'll say
50
that.
likes. I'm gonna send. Listen,
Okay,
I'm
now
here
there
for
might
the
be some
50 likes.
collusion. Now there
Listen,
might be
I'm
some collusion.
bring the collusion. Bring the collusion. Okay.
Hey, I'll start blocking people once it gets to 49.
Oh,
so,
geez.
so y'all better
Okay,
leave it at
anyway.
Look at
49.
this guy. You hear
All
this guy?
right.
You hear this guy?
I'm ready to round it out. I hope you
Yeah.
guys are ready to round it
Yeah,
out.
I
Let's
am
go.
as well.
Let's go play some video games and talk trash to each other. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
No,
All right.
Jesus.
I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
subscribe. We appreciate everybody that's
Yeah,
watching our
Please like and
videos.
subscribe. I need to pay bills.
Thanks. There we go. There we go. We're trying to second income here, people. I need it. I need it.
Broke
Alright.
college kid. I need money, please.
There we go. Nick, you got anything you need?
I mean, I need a lot,
Relax.
but I ain't gonna sit here and beg people for it.
This
Fair
man
enough.
needs it.
No
Listen,
Padres.
this man needs a new headset because last night was atrocious. Okay. Get this man a bunch of likes and subscribers so we can get this man a new headset. Okay.
Pretty please. Or
All
not
right.
even.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Peace.